media, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up. Yep, what's going on? What's up? How you doing? And I'm pretty sure you saw the headline of the title of the video, Moments Missed by most commentators. And one significant moment I wanted to talk about was World Championships. Tadej Pogacar's, it was in that final climb or that final lap. And it's definitely something that I think the majority of people didn't notice. Like if you have, everyone obviously knows about like what a massive moment Tadej Pogacar produced, and like when he went from 100 kilometers out and he hung on to win the World Championships, a title that he wanted so bad, like one of the titles that was eluding him, and like he said that it's one of the biggest titles he wants, and the next big one that he wants is Milan to San Remo. But the moment that wasn't wasn't noticed. I don't think most people noticed, and I think it was pretty smart on Tadej Pogacar's part. And like if you were watching the race, he kept a gap of about like a minute and a few seconds. I think he got up to 2 minutes at one point, but he kept that gap for quite some time. Then it got down to a minute, and then on that last climb, and he hit that last climb, and it was like the group was pursuing and like really chasing hard and cutting the time down, and it was looking like on that last climb the commentators were getting excited. Oh no, they're gonna get Tadej back, but I was quietly confident. I was a little worried, but I was quietly confident, and I knew that he had enough time in hand that he can give up some time on the climb, which to me is that's what it looked like he did. It looked like he hit the climb, and it's like if he's probably remembering back to what happened in Strada Bianca. Just at that last, those last few kilometers, he started to cramp, and he was probably getting quite near that same fatigue level, because you're human. You can only go so much so far. So he probably got to that same fatigue level, and it's like, you know what? I need to dial it back on this last climb. I have a minute. I'm gonna sacrifice 30 seconds of that minute. And to me, that's what it looked like he did. Sacrifice 30 seconds of that minute to get to the top of the climb. And why do that? What's the significance of doing that? The main significance of doing that is that at the top of the climb, it doesn't really flatten and it doesn't start to go downhill. It sort of undulates. So it hits the plateau and then it undulates. So then once you get up there, if you give everything you got to get up to the top of that climb and you're on your last legs as it is, when that on those undulations, those small little kicks, man, they're gonna hurt. They're gonna hurt. I mean, he just started talking. Sorry, they're gonna hurt, and you're gonna pay the piper. So to me, that was pretty smart what he did, to watch him concede that 30 seconds, give his legs, like he probably was riding at maybe 425 to 450 watts for most of that breakaway. And then I'm pretty sure he dialed it back to maybe 395, which is still a little higher than I can do. He dialed it back to like 395 watts, and to manage his effort to save his legs a little bit, so that when he got to the top of that climb, he had some little kick, because the guys that were chasing said, "Oh man, we're getting," they said in an interview afterwards, "We're catching him," and then out of nowhere, they were down to 30 seconds, and out of nowhere that they like got to the top, and then they were expecting the time to keep decreasing, and the time had increased. So Tadej pushed back out the time, and I think he pushed it back out to like 45, 50 seconds. And now on the downhill run, so then he just kept pushing it out. And I think he was able to finish with a minute still in hand. So that, to me, was a key moment of the race. That was the difference between winning the World Championships and losing the World Championships. I think most riders would have still given their everything to get over that climb, and then like literally died like on that undulating section and gotten caught by the chase group. But Tade didn't do that. He was smart enough to dial it back, manage his effort really, really smartly. I mean, man, he's young, but he was smart. And to me, that's how the race was won. And if not for that moment, then he probably would have gotten caught. So now we're having an issue trying to open this page because I want to go to some comments. Basically, I made a post about who is the GOAT, and you had Eddie Merckx, Stephen Roche, and the new person in the category would be none other than Tadej Pogacar. So it got some comments, and I haven't responded to the comments as yet. So what I'm trying to do is go to the comments now, and we're gonna respond to them in real time. But we can't do that because we are having a small issue with the web page. What's going on with the web page? There goes YouTube. It's we're loading up. Okay, the page is coming up. We are definitely on this Christmas day having some issues. So we're just waiting to see if the page is going to open. And if it doesn't open, then I'll just shut it down. I'll just go back to see if it's going to open. We're going to, this web page was reloaded because a problem has occurred. So it's automatically reloading itself. Okay. Let's do this. So how's your day been? How's your day been, folks? I hope people are having a good day, a relaxing day. I know some people are still able to get out there and go ride their bikes. Like my folks in California probably still going, run out for a Christmas ride. Weather still not too bad. You just may have to wear like put some arm warmers and a light jacket on or something. But yeah, it's a little bit different here in the UK. Looks a little bit wet outside today. I haven't ridden my bike in some time. Now, if I get this page to load, so let's do this. Safari, quit Safari. Okay, we're back. Um, this year has been, oh my goodness, this year it's I haven't told I've literally said to no one what this year has actually been like. So the year for me started out. We went to Belgium to cover the opening classics, which was Omloop and Het Nieuwsblad. I think no, it was Omloop and Kern Brussels Kern. So it's Omloop and Kern Brussels Kern. Those were the first two races that we were going to Belgium for. Now, mind you, we were going for, or I was going for the weekend. The weekend, just going to uh, Omloop and Kern, Brussels, Kern, and then we head back to the UK. Now, prior to that, I had some issues with the where I was living at, and the landlord not like looking after the place and doing certain things. It was a nice place. I had a massive room, a nice little studio set up, and everything in there. But prior to that, we had a massive storm, and a tree blew down and hit the house, like crashed into the window uh, to my room and everything, damaged the tiles, and then there was an issue with the people upstairs with the plumbing and stuff needed to be fixed, and the landlord refused to address it. So then we got into a big spat and back and forth, and not addressing that, and in doing that, I ended up having to get out of that place. So I said, you know what, if I have to get out, I'm not giving this man any money for this. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to Belgium. I'm going to Belgium for the weekend because I need to be rid of all of this because it was a lot of back and forth and stuff. It's basically a slumlord. So we we get over to Belgium. We're over for Kern, Brussels, Kern, and we're over for Omloop. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. And I get there and I'm like, there's another race next week. Oh, through the week, there's another race in the week, and I said, I think I'm gonna stay for. Like, I looked at the money and I'm gonna stay. So I had to figure out how am I gonna do this. So I figured it out. So we're gonna get to these next couple of races, and then the next thing is like, okay, it was like, it's like I'm really, I just got get catching this bug. I said, I gotta stay. I gotta figure a way to stay and be here to cover the classics. And that's what I did. I figured it out. One weekend turned into 1 week. 1 week turned into 1 month. And then 1 month turned into 3 months. I was in Belgium for 3 months and I basically attended all of the classics except for like one or two, which like I wasn't able to get to. Like one of the classics in I think it was the Frankfurt or Eschborn, which is in Germany, and it was still reachable by train because everything is really close in Belgium, in that part of Europe and stuff. So everything is pretty much within an hour to an hour and a half on the train. So it's not too bad travel. So and that's what I did. That's what I did. So I ended up being there. And then, so my other dilemma was, okay, now you did this, you've left the UK. No security, no nothing to put, to rest your feet down once you get back in the UK. So I was back and forth to UK a little bit, getting things here and there to, so I could stay in Europe. Made a few connections, met a few people, helped me out. I actually was able to get an apartment for next to nothing. A full, shower, everything. It was, complete. It was in a dump and everything. It was pretty decent. And then with the help of a few people, like Renda Guthrie, what's my man's name? Brian, is it Brian? Not Brian, does it? Brian Gusset, a friend of mine, a new friend of mine, Joseph, and a few other people that like helped me out. Natasha, I can't forget Natasha, and these people really like supported me so that I can be in Belgium for that whole 3 months to cover the classics. So we did that. We did that, and it was pretty amazing. So, but if you go back to my YouTube channel, you can see all of the reviews and from all of the races, and even a couple of interviews of some riders. And I was watching back some of the interviews. They don't have many viewers, but they were actually some pretty good reports, some pretty good after race reports. The coverage of the race reports, especially like Ghent Wevelgem. I mean, that was a really good race report. The Ghent Wevelgem report, that one was a really good one. We got to talk to Kabaki, not Kabaki. No, I was gonna say like she's American. I have a picture with her as well too. So we got to interview a few riders, and we got to see the finish, and you get to see all of the action and everything, how the day goes. It's a massive undertaking. The amount of fans that come out. The other thing that I did like as well too, because what I used to do is I take my bike with me on the train, and then when I got to you get to the destination, because it was usually maybe a kilometer or two away from wherever the start finish was. So it was a bit of a long walk. So it's so easy, just take your bike, jump on the train, ride there. And then here's the thing. I think three races, one race, I remember the first race that I did this. I got there, I locked my bike, used a cable lock, and it's a really nice road bike. I left the key in the lock. Now, I was going for about 8 hours, 8 long hours, came back, bike still there, key there. I did it two more occasions by mistake because I'm trying to hurry up to get to the start finish to see the presentation and to see everything. And I left the key. So this is the type of uh like that's what it's like over there. People's not out to steal your bikes or anything like that because everybody has a bike and it's just like there are in some of the like the bigger cities like in Brussels, like where it's a bit more like a New Yorkish and stuff, then yes, you're gonna people will do the dirty a little bit, so you'd have to use a more secure lock for your bike. But for the most part, it's not something you have to worry about too much. It's pretty safe, and I really enjoyed that. So, but we get on, and all along this time, so I'm cycling everywhere. I'm doing rides when there are races on, you know, going out to meet people, going to different bike shops, trying to talk to different owners, trying to find some type of way to get some income and everything, trying to get the YouTube channel going, and it just went really really slow. But we finally come to that point where like I gotta come back to the UK because the money's not coming. The people who are supporting just this can't be done. So we get back to the UK. We literally have nowhere to stay, nowhere to live. So we get back and the a guy I work for in a bike shop, he let me stay in his bike shop. So I'm sleeping on the floor in the bike shop, helping fixing the bikes. And the thing is, the before I left, I was working in the bike shop, and it was quite lucrative. The bike shop, we were making quite a bit of money and stuff. But for some reason, the bikes and the repairs wasn't turning over like it was like the just previous year. So the money just wasn't coming in like it was. So I had to go find some other work. I had to go do a little bit of landscaping and a little bit of this and a little bit of that to try and get some money to try and get somewhere to live. In the meantime, we was doing that. Got a few landscaping jobs. I was hoping that the landscaping thing would take off so I could make some good quick money, get back on my feet and get back to Belgium. But that didn't happen. Things just went downhill, and it was to do with my health as well. So if you haven't heard, there's a thing called sarcoidosis. Sarcoidosis is basically uh, when in the lungs, like the little capillaries and everything in the lungs start to fill up with liquid and whatnot and everything. So basically, while I was cycling and stuff, I was going out on the rides, and I would be on the rides, and literally once they started picking it up, I was just off the back. I couldn't breathe. I just got anaerobic. I felt like I was getting anaerobic like instantly, but it wasn't anaerobic. It was just basically come to find out, my lung capacity had dropped. I was down to like the usage of like one lung basically, and I was like literally struggling. So to see evidence of this, there's a video on my channel, and it's got Ali Isaby, uh, cyclocross guy, probably about maybe a month ago, maybe a month and a half, maybe no, a little longer than that, about 2 months ago, 2 to 3 months ago. Ali Isaby, I did a video on Ali Isaby, and if you watch the video, I can barely talk, I can barely breathe. Now I can't even show you because for some reason, like the computer's not opening uh, the YouTube. I'm gonna try it one more time while I'm talking. So let's try to open the YouTube one more time. So, but yeah, Ali Isaby. So I mean, I was talking. It was like, um, today, and then I was like literally between each word trying to catch my breath, and that was tough. So so all of this was happening in the process of coming back, not having somewhere to stay, and then the next thing, the relationship with the guy in the bike shop was we got strained, and he was like he needs his bike shop space back, and I was like so then the lady that I was doing some landscaping for, I told her about the problem and everything, and so she said, okay, you can. She let me sleep in the garage. So I wasn't sleeping outside I was sleeping outside, but not outside under the thing. So so basically, your boy is homeless now. So this went on for about, I was trying to get myself together, and in that process of trying to get myself together, there were options. There's options here of help that you can get because I was trying to find work in different places, but it just wasn't coming. So that ended up happening. Ended up in that situation. Then from there, like the health just went down, and I just couldn't do anything. So now I'm sleeping in this lady's garage. The lung problem is getting worse, and then finally, I find these people that help folks that are down and out, homeless and whatnot to get back on your feet. And so I went to them. I think I went called them on a Thursday or something, and on a Friday they said, "Okay, come into the office, and we'll probably have you in a place on the Wednesday." And sure enough, uh, the Monday came, and then it was in the place by Wednesday, and that was like so. That was like okay, it feels like things are getting back on track, and they were, but the health wasn't getting back on track, and in the process of that, so I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? I had to call the ambulance for me like one time, basically because I was just sitting there like like just trying to catch my breath because I couldn't breathe because I had no oxygen, nothing available. And and then finally, this whole time I've been going back and forth to the doctor, and I've been going back to the forth to the doctor quite a bit for probably the past, you know, in total now it's probably about 8 months, but it's been about 4 or 5 months back and forth to the doctor, and then finally, one of the doctors, like just come in, and we're gonna give you some steroid treatment, and try to see if we could beat this. And so I ended up spending a week in the hospital, and that week was after that week, it was just like a new person was born, and that's basically what was needed was, what was ever accumulating in the lungs. The steroids was able to break that down, and give me back my. Sorry, that's a little bit of because I just got over the flu, but that is. So I mean, I can do that again. I wasn't able to do that. The lung capacity is almost back to what it was. I haven't been out on the bike yet, but at some point I will get back out on the bike. But it's a bit cold and like muggy and messy and stuff outside, so I'm not really that interested in getting out on the bike, uh, it, uh, just so quickly. But it's just good to be able to breathe again. It's good to be able to talk again. And I couldn't even do this like sentence that I'm doing before because it was just I just couldn't. So that's where we went to start off fantastic by getting to Belgium. Having a great time in Belgium. Oh, I rode from Belgium to London twice, 2 or 3 times on a cargo bike, a non-electric cargo bike, and fully loaded as that was probably uh, two of the toughest rides, round trip rides that I probably ever done. Um, yeah, I mean, the next time if I do that on a cargo bike, it'll definitely be any assisted cargo bike. But that was a journey and a half. That was an experience. So those videos as well too are on the YouTube channel. My rides to Belgium, London to Belgium on a cargo bike, and Belgium to London, Belgium on a cargo bike, or it's Ghent. So Ghent, Belgium, and it was tough. It was hard, but it was epic, and it's like just to be able to say, yeah, I did that. Just to be able to say, yeah, I did that. I mean, it was tough, and luckily, only one trip, the last trip back, I got rained on, but otherwise than that, the weather was pretty good. It was sort of cold leaving on one occasion, but it did warm up. But for the most part, the weather was pretty good. So yeah, it made it a little bit more manageable. But I think it was like 16, 18 hours of cycling. It was almost 24 hours on one ride because the cargo bike was fully loaded. And this is crazy. So it looks like for some reason the Safari is not opening. I can't get YouTube. Maybe if I try, let's try Google Chrome. But yeah, so that's what it was like riding back and forth. So So finally, after all of that, figured out what was going on and figured out that, you know, the lungs and everything was the issue, and what was the issue with the lungs and why I couldn't breathe. And that's what the year has been like for me. So now now we got that out. I wasn't really gonna tell anybody all of that stuff, but it is what it is. But now that that's all out, let's get into some of the moments, some of the key moments for 2024. Another big moment. Well, the Tour de France was a whole moment in itself. And then after the Tour de France, you had the Olympics. And let me see if I go to my on my phone and pull up the my page, and then I can reference some of the winners and some of the losers. So remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. I'm on 2,599. It's like just watching 599, just watching for that one subscriber. One subscriber. Just want that one subscriber to take me to 600. And it's just like it's I feel like it's been months that it's just been on 500, and it just won't go past 500. So man. But anyway, hopefully we'll get that subscriber today. Just one subscriber. Just looking for one subscriber. I'll be so happy. So we're scrolling down, looking at. If we're gonna start with the Tour de France. So that video I was telling you about Ali Isabi. If you so this is what we're gonna have to do because it's not playing on my computer. My computer is really. I think it's because the Ecamm is playing, and the Ecamm is quite a powerful program. So it's and the computer is sort of old. So let's talk about Ali Isabi and his incident with Ryder. So if you can hear, if you were able to hear, I was barely able to put together a sentence. Barely able to put together a sentence. So let's get back to the YouTube studio so we can get back into that later. So let's there are so much moments for 2024. We have Paris Roubaix, which I got to go to Paris Roubaix, watch the juniors at Paris Roubaix, and if you're interested in like some of the races that that's Google Chrome opening. Some of the races that I was able to get to. Like I said, the first race that I attended, which would have been going back, trying to go back, before we get into races like Les Tours de France. And big up yourself if you are tuned in and listening to moi talk. So, next up, bros. That was the Denelith Nokira Nokora Kosa. Nokokosa. Where are we? So here we are. Ghent. Cooks up. Kern Brussels Kern. Omloop. Kern Brussels Kern. So those were the two races that started off Robo YouTube. Let me see. Safari is just not firing. Is YouTube gonna open? So I'm trying to open up YouTube so we can go over some of these videos. We can go over some of the moments. Because what's the point if we can't see the moments to go over them? So we had the Grand Prix de Quillian. A few up and coming riders from there. Did the pre-ride at Ghent, the Ghent cycle course. went to check out some of the cobbles, some of the cobble climbs. There's Denalith, Nokera Kosa, race day highlights. What else? Just did a video on the bike path, just recording the bike path. Um, riding the bergs of Ghent and Bruges de Pan. Bruges de Pan, the women. Ghent Wevelgem, the one where Meds outfoxed Matthew Vanderpoel. That was an amazing race. And then in the very next Flanders, Matthew Vanderpoel returns the favor. And then the bike clean video, the Flanders highlights, the Koppenberg. I did the video from Matthew Vanderpoel, who was the first rider over the Koppenberg on his way to winning Flanders. He was like 4 minutes ahead of the final person. And then Remco had a crash, and he had a Remco update. Then we had Paris-Roubaix. We attended Paris-Roubaix, and Lato Kobaki, she won the ladies Paris-Roubaix. And then the highlights of the finish lap of the junior race to Paris-Roubaix. And Matthew Vanderpoel, he won Paris-Roubaix. Another amazing finish for Matthew Vanderpoel. Then to see Walt Van Aert, he obviously had an update on what he was going through. And then there was the Amstel Gold to see Tom Pidcock win. That was pretty amazing. To out sprint on Ineos, and now he's now he's not on Ineos. What else? Then there was watching Stephen Williams win La Flash Lawan, and also the young lady Katarina win the La Flash Wallon. That was an amazing race. And then to attend Liège, Bastogne-Liège, to see Tadej Pogacar win Liège, Bastogne-Liège. That was another massive win. And also we got a little highlight interview with Zeb Keffin, a UK-based rider who at Amstel Gold. Then a really exciting race for me, which was the E3 Saxo Classic under 19.3. And Seth Dunwoody, he was the one that won that race. That was pretty cool to see him win that race. And obviously I interviewed him just prior to the race as well. So that was pretty cool to be able to interview him, as well as then interview him prior to the race, get his thoughts. And then lo and behold, guess what? He ended up winning. Let me see what's going on. Hopefully this is still I wonder how long I've been frozen. Oh, come on. So I don't know if it's been frozen for a minute. Hopefully folks can hear me. I didn't cover the Giro d'Italia, and I think the reason was because once Benny dropped out of the race with his crash, I sort of, wasn't covering it so much after his third place. And then he crashed out. Then right after that, that's when I took my ride to Belgium. My first ride on a cargo bike from Ghent, Belgium to London. And then from London, I said I was going to take the train and and I wasn't going to, I was going to take a car or something from central London to Dover. I wasn't going to do that ride again, but I did do it again. I did it, and then I did it again after that. Don't ask me why. Something's wrong with your boy. But I did it again, and I did it again after that. So, then we attended the Tour of Flanders for the junior men. That was pretty good. Then I got to see Binny at Ronde van Limburg. And that was won by, I believe, like Arnaud Delis. So and then with Anoop the captain,